What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist 8. Justin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be love, Taurus. Whether you're looking for love, in love, this one's for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems. Feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Taurus. Now, Taurus, with this spread, I'm going to be pulling till higher self says stop. We're just going to be working with the energies here. And just so you're all aware right off the bat, this reading and all the other readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings. So, yeah, we're working with the energies right now, Taurus. And then lastly, the decks that I'm using. This one that I'm shuffling is the Light Seers Tarot deck. And then the Oracle deck that I'm going to be using is the Anatomy of a Witch Tarot deck. And I will include a link for those decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Taurus. But let's see what's going on in your world. And Taurus, I feel like, just kind of looking at this stuff right off the bat here, I feel like maybe we're kind of like, not stuck in the past per se, but like kind of, I feel like maybe we're kind of thinking about maybe like a past relationship, maybe something that maybe not have went down so great. And it's got us feel like, and I feel like it may got us where we're not feeling super confident right now, where we're not, when we're not operating at our best, or like, where I feel like I feel like you've taken like a little swagger out of your step, or you're just missing that edge, there's just that energy that you normally have here, Taurus. And I think that maybe this thing has got you kind of weighing down on you a lot more than you realize. Maybe it could be an abuse. It might have been like an abusive relationship. And I don't mean necessarily just like a physical one. It could have been, because I'll tell you what, verbal abuse is just as real, and it's not to diminish anything, but, I feel like that there might have been where some abuse might have happened here, and this is a judgment-free zone, Taurus, and just I have to bring it up. It could have been on your person, or it could have been on you. And I'm not saying that we were, not judging a degree, or we're not discussing that. It's just that maybe something had happened, and maybe we're regretting how something might have went down. I feel like that this thing might be kind of weighing down on you quite a bit. And I feel like we're trying to move past this situation here, but the degree I feel like this situation, I feel like things got kind of heated or kind of real here, so more. And so I think we're getting, Taurus, what I'm getting with this right off the bat, really, this like with this Judgment card over here, if this is something where that, maybe we were the one who was doing the action, I feel like one thing, first, learn to forgive yourself in this situation. When I think about like regrets and things along those lines, if we holding that stuff with you, where I understand, wanting to, use the regrets as reminders of not wanting to repeat this stuff. But holding on to it, I don't think that's the way of going about it. I think that regrets are there to be reminders of times when we weren't mindful. That's like a regret is like a big reminder of like, whoa, I really wasn't myself. And I don't want to operate from that space again. And if anything, regrets or something, now you got eyes on it, so that history doesn't repeat itself again, so that you can grow from this stuff. Because even if we were on the other end, Taurus, maybe we're in this place, you could be something where we're in something, possibly even right now. And Taurus, if we're in something where this person is not promoting our growth, it's not raising our vibration, it's if we're in a place of like being cut down or told that, or just anything, anything that is making you feel like you're less than, I wouldn't tell you what to do, Taurus, and this isn't any kind of advice or, relationship advice, but depending on what's going on, Taurus, either, I can't tell you what to do, but I think that it may be time to think about some other options and getting yourself in a different space. And if we're worried about how this other person might react, then that's something to where we might need to get some mediators involved. Keep yourself in because I'm all about that. Keeping yourself in a safe space, especially when you're dealing with like relationships and stuff like that. This can be very delicate, depending on where we're at. But we want to make sure that you're in a safe place, that everybody's in a safe space here, Taurus. So let's get some more on this situation here, because that's tough. If this is resonating with you, that's really tough. Sometimes too, maybe we're thinking, when I think about this Six of Cups, maybe we're in this place of feeling, I don't necessarily even feel like, maybe some of us, like, I feel like with the Six of Cups, we might be kind of holding on to this lack of confidence here. We might be like reliving this situation if this is something that has happened to you in the past more. And I think that, Taurus, don't let this thing kind of cage you here. If this is something where we just got out of something here, or maybe we're realizing that we might need to take some steps here, that's progress, Taurus. That's a step in the right direction. If you even are feeling like a little bit lighter, the idea of maybe separating, or whatever is going to help you feel better, Taurus, I feel like head towards that thing. And yeah, because this is, and I'm wondering too, if we're worried about, maybe falling in love again, possibly, maybe this is something that we're hoping that we've healed from this thing. But maybe we want to get out there, but we may be hesitant. There might be some old scars or something along those lines. Taurus, don't force yourself. That's something that you have to heal from this thing first, and it has to make sense. And I feel like as long as you're going in the direction of that, ease into it first, please. Ease into this thing, because right now, if you're operating from like a hurt place, or you're trying to heal, and then we heal through people, things get kind of weird, Taurus. That energy gets kind of worked in there, and then we're instead of starting a new foundation, we've brought in old stuff here, on our new plane here. And I feel like maybe some of us, we might benefit from just thinking about love a little bit differently. I think that, and what I mean by that is, I feel like if we get in a place of where we're not putting our feelings first, if this is something, let's say if we came out of something abusive, and we had in the past, maybe we had ignored what we're feeling, and we might be it may be kind of raw, Taurus, or, kind of hyper going into something new. You may be a little apprehensive at first, I feel like that's, when we're, if we've taken the time to heal and we're kind of thinking about jumping back in the game, I say, kind of tread softly with this thing and be transparent, like let that be known. Let's just like, hey, like as it makes sense, Taurus, it's just like, if little triggers start getting brought up or anything along those lines, don't be afraid to vocalize your feelings in love going forward. You know what I mean? Let this be something to where we don't let this stuff repeat itself. Because sometimes I think that we can let these stories kind of define us. Like, sure, we got out of this stuff, we survived, but if we're still kind of reliving that story, then it's, we're still dragging this stuff here. And I feel like, it's about trying to transcend, to get over this situation here. And again, I'm not saying that you have to rush this thing, take it at your own pace. But let's just make sure that we're taking the steps towards healing, and that we're learning from this situation here, so that when you notice red flags like that again, they're going to come up a lot quicker, and you're just going to be able to put your foot down a lot sooner, and call that thing anymore. And that's when I feel like, things are going to start coming up here, Taurus. This is something where I really think that it would benefit you to kind of just take some time and kind of rediscover yourself again. There's relationships, no matter how long or how short, they affect us, and they don't happen randomly. People come into our lives for a reason. And sometimes, I think that it's, whether we're in it or if we're just getting out of something, it's evaluating ourselves throughout this thing, and in not allowing others, I feel like, to dictate your growth, or to tell you that maybe you're making a mistake by, possibly leaving this person, because that could be something too. Maybe this person, maybe we have friends of like, maybe on the outside, this person that, comes across as like the perfect person, they're just, all your friends love you, your family loves you, but then when we're indoors, it's a completely different thing. And, maybe some of us have been mentioning that we've been wanting to leave this person, but possibly, like if everyone else doesn't see this thing here, then they may kind of like jump at you, Taurus, and be like, well, what do you mean? Why would you leave such a great person? Maybe there's something wrong with you. And then we start doubting ourselves, and it gets kind of weird here. But Taurus, I feel like this is one thing, stand firm. If we don't feel like our feelings are being heard, or, we don't feel safe, or we don't feel uplifted, or, along those lines, because this is something like, this is your partner here. This is supposed to be the yin to your yang here. This is someone where we're balancing this stuff out here, And if that harmony is disrupted, or it's not how it seems to be, yeah, Taurus, stand firm, because, and I would think too, I'm really, because when Queen of Cups pops up, like I'm a Cancerian, and so, this is one of Cancer's cards. So, when Queen of Cups pops up in reverse, I feel like that really does, emotions are kind of raw here, and it's something that is going to need some reflection, because that's the Queen of Cups, and this is something I actually just thought about this morning, that the Queen of Cups for me, and especially in love, she's the type that she's not just going to let an experience happen and then not understand what's going down. I feel like if Queen of Cups in reverse, we're trying to get a grip on this thing, because it's got us where we're having such a visceral reaction or something along those lines. But I feel like this is asking us to really kind of process this, really understand, how did things get here, how did that go down, and how do we get over this thing? How do we release ourselves from this situation and not feel like we're under, someone else's, puppet strings or something along those lines? Yeah, Taurus, any more? I think I'm going to get a little bit, Taurus, let's start with the Temperance card. I want to get just a little bit more on that Temperance. So, higher self, can we clarify the Temperance? Yeah, this is kind of deep, Taurus, and I really do want to mention again that if we're not feeling 100% safe, that do not feel, again, I can't tell you what to do, but I do want to make sure that we are staying safe out there, and that we are being mindful of what's going on, all these, because, I feel like this has gotten into this place right now where we're not even feeling attractive, where we're not feeling good, like it's, or if this is the stuff that we're feeling, if we feel like we're not feeling at our best, or that we can't seem to I don't know, there's like, it's almost like this Two of Swords is almost giving me like a gaslighting type of feel. You know, it's like you're the, you know, everyone, you see what's going on here and you know what's happening to you, but then when everyone, when you try to explain it, it's just like, it comes off like really, it's like opposite world. You know, when you try to talk about this thing or something, but Scorpio, oh excuse me, Scorpio, I'm looking, Taurus, I was looking at Scorpio's card, and I'm picking up on the Scorpio in your chart there, Taurus. And that shameless, it's my story and I'm sticking to it. And your story, Taurus, is that there's this situation here, because I mean, now we got the Death card, Rebirth, and we got Judgment here, and these are very, you know, some powerful transformative energies here, Taurus. And I think that when you decide to take your power back in your hands and, you know, decide that when this is enough, that's when that balance is going to happen, and that's when that ascendance is going to happen. I think I want to get a little bit more on that Judgment before we switch to Oracle cards. Because another thing too, Taurus, you know, because sometimes when we tell ourselves, when we go through stuff like this, we'll think that we'll never love again. And be careful with that, because I think that, you know, when I think about how powerful words can be, you know, that could even apply to yourself, Taurus. If we say we'll never love again, because, you know, then we're not putting love out there. And you know what? I think a better narrative would just say, you know what? I'm going to focus on loving myself right now. Like after something like that, you know what? It's time to focus on me. I got some things that I want to deal with, and some growth that needs to happen, and some things to ponder. So, you know, I think that that's another thing too. Just be mindful of the narrative that's going on in your head. You know, this is something that's yeah, right now, you know, Taurus, I'm looking with this Judgment here. You know, I feel like if we're trying to, because I feel like we got a lot on our head, you know, I feel like maybe we're thinking about what's going to be the best way to heal with this thing, you know, what are, you know, I feel like it's just, you know, kind of pause for a second, Taurus. I feel like this is not something, this growth, these lessons anymore, these lessons that are going to come from this thing. There may be a lot of stuff that's going to come out of you, like, or come up as you're processing through this thing, Taurus. So I say it's one of those things. Don't let this, the growth and how you're going to look on the other end of this thing, don't let that stress you out. Just focus on the healing. You know, let's just focus on the action of just getting ourselves back to normal, you know, so that yeah, just so that we can get back to getting that groove back in your step here, because you got some powerful figures in reverse here. You know, Queen of Wands, she's very bold and daring. The Emperor, you know, like, and then throw Queen of Cups on top of that. Yeah, this is a lot, Taurus. So yeah, definitely when you get some time, just be with yourself. You know, take this time to heal. You know, maybe clean up your space. You know, if we've been, and I know I've said this to you before, but you know, maybe kind of making sure our space is cleaned up there. You know, that is promoting, you know, healing and nurturing. You know, maybe cook some hearty foods. You know. Get some good smells maybe going in your place, you know, maybe even, you know, crack open a window, make sure we're getting some air flowing in, get outside, you know, just like little things to kind of help shake this up, you know, help you get your foundation again. You got witch bones here to start. And you know, protect your heart right now, protect your feelings and stuff right now, because, you know, growth and all of that, this is going to be a very vulnerable time for you. So not even just being mindful, you know, just of what you're telling yourself, you know, your space, but being mindful too of the people that you keep around you, you know, and if they're not, you know, supporting that growth, then we need to establish some boundaries here, because this is not something where support should be the only thing that you're receiving here. And you know, I say too, you know, being being with your emotions, you know, allowing yourself to feel this stuff, this water energy, this, you know, it embodies Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And water signs, you know, they're very in touch with their emotions, and we're just, how intuition works on us, it flows through us. You know, we feel the space out, you know, we feel ourselves out, we're feeling the energies of others. So really tapping into your intuition, Taurus, and being, again, mindful of whom you let in your space right now. One more. So last thing, you got the new moon here, and I like that, Taurus. Let's switch back over. Because with the new moon, you know, this is about new opportunities. You know, this cycle, this lunar, this, you know, mad, you know, crazy cycle, it's done. You know, that I like the Judgment too, because it's like it's like the end of an old chapter, and we're getting ready to start a new beginning. And that's what the new moon's about. When you think about new moons in the cycle, it's about planting a new seed and starting fresh, starting new and grander and exciting. So let this seed be what you focus on yourself, because the nice thing too, and I think I might have mentioned this, but the moon is exalted in Taurus. So the moon loves your energy. You know, it really it really is a wonderful time. And even when I think about just like the moon being in Taurus, it's really wonderful energy. And you know, focus that on yourselves right now, Taurus, and let's do some good healing right now. You know, let's get you back confident again. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Taurus. That was well, one, you know, if this resonated with you, I want to make sure I'm saying this more. You know, I appreciate the energy that you bring, because this is something, you know, we're being vulnerable together here. So I do appreciate the energy that you bring. And I know that this was tough, but if it resonated with you, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Share this, Taurus, because this can be a lot. You know, this can be a whole lot, and you know, let's raise that vibration. Let's try to help some other Taurus out. Subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each week. I'm getting better about being on social media. I haven't done it yet. When I'm recording this is before the weekend, but I plan on being on Instagram soon. I told Cancer that I would, so be looking out for me there. I don't know what I'm going to do on it, but I'm going to be on it. So stay tuned for that, Taurus. And then lastly, you know, not that you needed a ticket, but I mean, you got water here, you got the Queen of Cups, the new moon. So of course, you know, you can come on over to the Chariot and Friends. You remember it was a while back, you had brought me a ticket and you had like seats. You got like good seats, Taurus. So come in, but all that to say, Taurus, it's for if you have any Cancer in your placement. I really hope you weren't dealing with a Cancer, but you know, maybe we were dealing with a Cancer and we're trying to understand what the F, because Cancer, if a Cancer did this, unbalanced, and we're better, we're good for it, you know, I promise it. But check out the Chariot and Friends. Do videos Monday through Friday. Lunar shenanigans and all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card so I can get you out of here. Okay, so we got the Three of Wands in reverse over here, and then we have the Bless in reverse over here. And with this energy here, Taurus, because we're really racking up on the Aries energy here, you know, I feel like that there's just a lack of motivation right now. I say take a moment, and I know how this is going to sound, but take a look around and think in your life and your experiences up until now. What are you grateful for? Let's just start there, you know, and I know that might be a lot, especially if we're kind of hurting right now, because, you know, we might be angry, you know, whatever, but there's got to be something you're grateful for, something, you know, and it can be something simple, even if it's just like a cup of tea, cup of coffee, just even if just, you know, being present in this moment right now, whatever it can be, Taurus, just something where we can kind of get into the practice of just appreciating things a lot more here, because I feel like there's a part of you that wants to heal, that wants to feel better, that wants to celebrate. Because literally, now that I'm looking at it, other than like oh no, I think you got the Queen of Wands. You literally got all of Aries cards. So something in you is trying to take action, or trying to get you back to where we're moving again. And I'm not kidding, Taurus. You got 2, 3, 4 of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor. That's all Aries all day. So maybe maybe we got out of something with an Aries, or some Aries placement. Maybe, I don't know, Taurus. Take it as it resonates. But, what I'm getting with this thing is that higher self wants to get you back to where we're moving again, and to where we're excited about life, and that we're seizing opportunity. Because of Aries cards, this is the one that's up right here. And I think higher self wants you, to get to a place of where we can, with time, come to celebrate what has happened here. Because you leveled up, Taurus. Growth has happened here, and that's a blessing. That is wonderful. And one last thing, if this situation has happened to you, it's not ideal, but it can provide an outlet for, once you've healed through this thing, maybe we can help some others, because maybe when we went through this, we might have, I'm not sure what your support system was looking like, but, sometimes it's nice to know that we have someone that we can turn to. And I don't feel like there's ever too many safe spaces for situations like this. So this could make it, because Taurus, we're all capable of doing some kind of really good healing work. And I think of your energy all the time, and just like Empress, it's like you could do some really nice, maybe you can start up like, this may motivate you to do like a clinic, something really big I think can come from this thing, Taurus. So just something to think about. But I think I'll leave that there, Taurus. Stay safe out there. I can't emphasize that enough, in general and in this situation here. If this resonates, stay safe out there. And Taurus, if we're having trouble raising that vibration, I got you. Arm around my shoulder here, and we're going to help you raise that vibration together, because we're a team, Taurus, and you're not in this alone. It may not seem like much, but I really do hope that you know that I'm there with you, in energy all the time, love and good vibes here. And I will catch you on the next one later.